Hello, hello, and welcome back to Satisfactory for what is to be our final episode in this season before full release. Where we got a few more things to do before it's time, before the release comes out, and I lose all my mods again. Which involves a little exploration tonight. So, let us get right into it. First thing first for me, flight mode off. Okay. And moreover, I need this because we gotta find a quick thing of coal. Is that what I was just looking for? Which honestly is not difficult, really. Because there is coal right next door. Thankfully. And it is just over here. So, yeah. Hello, hoggos. And where? Oh, there you go. Easy peasy. Let us. Oh, I didn't bring any materials, did I? Oh, that's fine. Oh boy, and. Luckily, everything's over here. I don't want to be dealing with those buggers right now. So, we'll probably... Yep, I'll still have to deal with something over here. So, yeah, plenty of coal for me to grab. Unfortunately, I got some natives to deal with.
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
Hi! One.
Fly. Message. Hello, this is Paternal Figure. I have taken ill and need your help to find a cure. Doctors say that the only remedy is alien artifacts.
Shut up! I'll grab it! Shut up! Don't want to be dealing with that. Most of the work in progresses I'm not going to be dealing with too much. Goodbye. And I have no idea where all the hog stuff is. So yeah, this is just what I need. This is just what the doctor ordered. All we need to do is get everything else up here. So let's see where we are in comparison. Up here, directly due north of everything in the homestead. Not difficult at all. One thing I am going to do is just simply and quickly drop a covering. That way I can find this quite easily. And the other ones, ew, I gotta get rid of some more before we head down because I don't like the number I've got. There's this one, 1, 2, B. Oh, let me see. Oh, there's only 2 here. I remember there used to be a 3rd here, but not anymore. So yeah, big thing we gotta do is just strictly come over here. This is obviously the way back home. Whoa. And we gotta get through there. Well, there's only one way to do that. That is just to start building. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. At the very least, I can find stuff to do. Yep. Okay, this won't be too difficult, so we'll just go straight into time-lapse for the rest of this episode. This episode is going to be very time-lapse heavy, even compared to my normal trajectory. As that is what I need to be doing going forward. A creature. Oh! Easy enough. We'll do this a simpler way. Okay, so obviously this was quite a simple process of, well, simple enough in the fact that it just was easy enough for me to quickly just put this all together. It was nothing more than just getting around the whole rigmarole of just basically, I was just cutting a straight line all the way back to base. That's all I just needed to do. And, of course, we have one obstacle with that thing, whatever the heck that those coral trees are. But the only thing I had to worry about. And, of course, making it look good at the same time. All I had to do was just get it done. And this is actually quite a simple build, really, and most of it was just, well, getting things built up, yeah, then running back, quickly going over there, getting all the stuff I need, yeah, trust me, I go back and forth multiple times, building up all the materials that were needed, and this is so simple, really. I don't feel that I needed to show this, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, no. This is just a simple build. We're at that point where I'm probably not going to be showing as much of these builds in the future, because obviously this is all just simple stuff that we all see here and there on every channel. So this is probably going to be like the last episode I actually do show major time lapses like this, and most of the time it will be just finished product. My thought process with this was just get it done as quickly as possible, because I was hitting that point where I just wanted to be done and ready for the next episode, which is not a good spot to be in. I mean, heck, I'm recording this at 1 o'clock, well, almost 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday night, and I've got class in only a few hours. Yeah, gotta love insomnia. So it's like I'm just rambling because I just don't know what to say right now. So I'm gonna just leave this be, and I'll catch up with you in with my past self. And with that already complete, I've gone ahead and done a few things. So I've let the game run a little bit to get the thing back up and running. As you can see, they're moving every once in a while. Take a little bit of damage just for a second, and boom. I've actually increased this. Oh, hello. That was not intentional. I thought I finished that. So that was done. I've gone ahead and increased the size of this tower, along with a few other small details, just to be able to get more of these. Yes, these are the cheap power supplies thanks to the mod I'm using. So, let's see. What's the next thing on our docket for today? Well, I got something I've actually been putting off, something I've been forgetting to do on camera for a while. All of that has been done as well, and I will show that off in a bit. The next thing after we're done with what we're doing now will be that. So, here's the ma'am. I do have to get this done because this is something I've been putting off for a while. Not this. I should probably do that. And that is this. Now, if my memory serves, this one, if I recall correctly. Yes, I believe it's that one. Should give me what I need to quartz, not that. Oh, I'm just short. So, yeah. Let me get the last of those circuit boards. Are you kidding me? I'll be back in a second. There we go. Easy peasy. And I'm not gonna finish that. So, get this unlocked. Ooh, right there. Where is this? Nice. And I probably should get this unlocked now because I actually have basically other than that. What do I need to complete that? Because that's the easy thing. Not that. Alright, well that was it. Wait. Oh, I haven't even unlocked that yet, so yeah, that's an alien organisms, and that's... Yeah, I haven't unlocked the scanner yet, have I? Wow, now that's awkward. Yeah, I completely forgot I haven't unlocked that. You key. Yes, what was power? And this. Oh. What's this need? Petroleum. Oh, compacted coal. Easy enough to make. And this. This is the problem. We are not making this yet. And I'm not ready to make it yet, so not going to worry about that. So. Why did I just unlock that? Well, I kind of did need it. So that would be in organization, I believe. Yes. Okay, so I need to make the materials for that. Be right back. Okay, that gives me all the stuff I need for that, so first things first. Swap out for these guys. This guy, because this time we've went on a little bit of a journey. Yeah, that is understandable. I'm using more of those than I'm actually producing, so that's a good deal for me. Alright, so why do I need the radio towers? they're not that useful when it comes to what, well, they're not the most useful items to get in the middle of the game, or basically where I am now. No, they do have a use. Finding stuff, but my use for them is actually more personal. And this is part of the reason why I'm waiting to do this before, because I need them here. Now, we will certainly be using them more so later on, but their main use for me right now is actually here. Okay, so I want to see, does that, yeah, I thought so. And yeah, that tells you exactly what I'm planning to do with them. Where are the pillars? Pillar tops. Big pillar supports, which... yeah. Small pillars. Organization. Okay. Not what I was hoping to see, but whatever. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to. Put a single one of these down, because that should make it so that organization. Yes, I could go down there, but I prefer doing it this way. This gives you the effect what I'm going for. So, get these on here. H. There it goes. And now we just completely put that around the rest of the thing. You see me build this plenty of times, so I'm going to save you time. Alright, slightly small issue. Alright, so slightly small issue. This is too close to this guy. I mean, I gotta move him. Also, real quick, customizer, make sure I'm on the right. Come on, I hate this thing sometimes. Go. I also just realized I did mess that up. So yeah, that will not fit there. I'm gonna have to put that elsewhere. And the only place I really have to put it that's appropriate for what I want to do is over here. And actually, yeah, that might actually work out better in the long run, because if I do this, switch it to the large one, see if I can actually get this to work. Oh no, too big. Oops. So yeah, small one in the corner. Small concrete one. And screw ceiling. I mean, it's just, I mean, it would be something that you would think to put down. That on. Yeah. Slightly small issue that I didn't think about was the clearances. Yeah, we are too close to that for what I wanted to do. H, boom, boom, boom. duplicated. And just like that, it's all up and running. Meaning that now, oh yeah, look at that. My entire settlement is now being properly managed. Yes, this is something else. These are going to be done throughout the entire thing, but yeah. As you can see, we'll get a better angle. That completes the look of the whole church motif I was going for. 3 spires. Well, the 4 spires that surround the central spire. Yes, it's a little riff on stuff, but the rest of what I've got, yeah, now we just got one final task to do before I feel confident what I need to do. Well, 2 final tasks. The last one will be back at the main base. And that is over here. Something I honestly wish I didn't. That I'm honestly kind of thinking about. Also, while we're on our traveling there, please like and subscribe. It really does help, especially after that episode a while ago. Yeah, seriously folks, I cannot believe that blew up as much as it did, and thank you to everyone who did watch and watch. But yeah, don't care that falling in here. That's right. This is a problem. This is not how I want it to look. I mean, at all. So, the next bit of this will be a time lapse of me tearing all this down. Seriously, it looks horrible. I really hate how this looks. I'm gonna redo it all, build it up in a proper way, and we will move storage elsewhere. This is not what I wanted it to look like in the slightest. There is something that is going over this watering hole, but it is not going to be this. Alright. Back to time-lapsing. Okay, so obviously first order of business is to delete all the chaff that I did not need for this, and believe me, I realized I actually wasn't going to have enough room in my inventory to deal with all this. Even with the inventory mods, I'm still not able to completely do everything I wanted to do. And unfortunately, there are also some other issues now with building this entire thing. Now, I have since already tested that this game does work in 1.0 at this point. Yes, I have, and I'll explain that later in detail, but so I have not seen what this looks like yet. Either way, this was just a simple redesign, only using the blueprint so I knew where to put stuff. I can't even complete this until we are ready to fully move over here. Unfortunately, we are not at that stage yet. And it just took a lot of finagling to get things work. And even when I do get this built, you're gonna see I have I had a bit of a lighting issue with this, and had to put in additional lighting that I did not originally plan on. So we'll see what that looks like, and I don't have to explain what it's going to look like, because yeah, you're watching me build it right now. Now here's the part that I'm going to talk about that is important to explain. Where's my inspiration? Well, it's actually from a very old game that I used to play as a child, and I still like going back to it even every once in a while. Oh, okay. Sorry, the recording hitched, so I'm actually gonna cut my voiceover a little short here. That I don't know if this is keeping up with me. And again, never know. But yeah, if you're wondering where my inspiration's from, this is actually from a old early 90s game called Myst. And anyone who understands where I'm going with this will understand exactly my concept design with this. So I'll just let the rest of this build and you'll see what I had in mind. Alright, so after doing a very quick redesign, I guess I gotta go with the half foundation for this section. But yeah, after going through and dealing with the, well, fun of redesigning it, just in the way. Whatever, I'm leaving it. That's enough of it. Yep, this is just a little slot for where we put the hub, which we'll do later. Now, sadly, we have to do a little bit of exploration. As much as I don't want to do it, I gotta do it because I gotta figure out where the heck I want to put my storage facility. I got a little bit more work to do on the side. And yes, this is a simple and a monolithic looking thing. I want it to be oppressive upon entry when you come out into this beautiful, beautiful world. So why am I coming out here? Well, this is something a little cliche on my part, but it's my preference. I'm just putting in power lines just so I can get back and forth a little bit on the easier side. Okay, where am I? There we are. Actually, I'm too far south. Just a little too far south. Well, I guess we know what we gotta do now. Easy. We are perfect. Oof. Alright, so yeah. I want to put my base hanging off the edge. Probably a little bit close to the waterfall, but or maybe even heck, I may decide to put it, well, the storage facility. I may decide to hang it off of this. I wish I could go down here, but unfortunately that's a no man's zone for us right now. Still. And yeah, it's been a while since we've been over here. I mean, heck, last time we were over here was way back at the beginning of the playthrough. It's been well over a year for me. Oh, and I'm out of materials. Whatever. I guess we'll just switch out for that. Yeah, let's go over there and figure it out. Oops, not trying to find stuff. Those two buttons are right close to each other, so not entirely a surprise that I hit that. Now, I am mostly going to have to do some of this early setup in such a way that it is quite obvious that I'm doing it. Where are you? Goodbye. Hello. So the thing is that I'm considering putting is over this way. It would be no past there. That island. Now, I will say this, there will be some storage over there for just basic necessities. Like clothing and even some medicinals. So, nothing serious. I mean, this is quite the simple thing for me to do. And there's nothing... Hello? That's a lot shallower than I was expecting it to be. Especially getting... Huh? Hold the phone. Oops. Apparently not. it's a tier. Yeah. Never actually been over here. In all my time playing this game, I have never actually been over to this section. Yeah, so down there, really nice place to looking like a very nice place for me to put a storage facility that just hangs over. Now, obviously, as I'm already here, and I can't exactly do too much. Let's see, can I at least put down one? No. So I'm gonna have to come back over here with the proper power, with a proper amount of wire. Which now I just realized, yeah, no, wire. So I will get back over here on my own, and then we'll start the build here. I have no idea how I'm going to even make this thing look, let alone how I'm going to get this set up. Alright. Alright, simple enough to get that stuff done. One small issue. That little thing I want to get built off of. Yeah. That's way the heck down there. I mean, that is a huge drop for what I thought it was. Still not a problem. I already looked at that. That's not exactly something we can grab. And no, we cannot go to that island. I would love to go to that island, but that is considered a no man's land right now. We are. Oh no, that's actually an island we can go to. There's an island way this area down here is a no-go zone, which is way the heck down there. Alright, so yeah, getting down there is gonna be the fun part. I'm gonna carry that I want to be able to use later, thankfully. Start here. No, actually, we want to start with a solid starting point. No, I don't want you. Don't grab that. Yeah, it. Alright, screw it. Hoping, I was not trying to grab that. For some reason, it just does not want to play along, but that's understandable. I at least want to be able to get up here a lot easier. And make it look a little bit more correct. Alright. So, let's see, we're gonna go for the double ramps, because it makes more sense to put a double ramp in here. That gets us down to the next level, which... Ooh, almost all the way. Yeah, don't fall into that. Alright, so that gets us down here. I'm too far down. That's not good. I mean, yes, this will be good. That's yeah. you kidding me? I'm that far off. I'm just so glad that physics is not like it is in real life. Alright, so that's where I gotta get to. Oh boy. Not what I was expecting to have to deal with today. Alright. Good. Yeah, I seriously do not like doing this, but there. Oh boy. Okay, safe one. Whew. We did not get a crash. Good. Alright. That gets us down here proper now. And a little sluggo. Nice purple power slug. Alright. That's perfect. This gets us down here, which just is what I need to be able to start. Because just... Oh wow, I did not realize I was literally... Okay. So get us a good starting point by having a nice foundation to start building off. And from there, design process is literally as you would think. So, yeah, storage vault. How am I going to design that? Oh, don't know yet. I'll figure that out as we get going. Either way, on to my future self. Ooh, boy, was this fun to design. Now, I'm going to be honest. This build was a passion project. And just getting it built was really the more interesting part in my design philosophy. Now, you're noticing that we are going quicker with some of these, but that's only because the amount of material I have to cover with these is quite vast. Now, this build was designed around, well, anyone who has been playing video games since the early 2000s will know what this is. But yeah, I have a certain passion for this particular series that I got this design from. And while there is some weird stuff, you'll see what I mean when we get into the next section, because, spoiler alert, I lost my footage for the actual lifetime for this, but yeah, so whatever. But yeah, funny enough, during all this is when in fact, we're not quite there yet. I will mention it when, but actually, yeah, no, around here, this is where the game went into full 1.0 live on Steam, as well as Epic. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, while I am still obviously in update 8 with this footage, I have mentioned it before that at the time, the computer itself was in fact still air-gapped. I had intentionally gone offline mode for a while to complete this portion of the project, because I really wanted to do this part in the old style while I still had my mods. And at this point, yes, you'll see. But, oh yeah, getting those angles, that was a pain, because you'll see in a few minutes. This was a bit of a pain, as you'll see. Yeah, it's not fully symmetrical, which irks me, but at this point, I can't exactly fault that, because it's still snapping to something, to a set grid, so I can't entirely complain about it. It works. And that's as far as I have to go. But yeah, I think you can kind of tell where this is going, and I'm not going to say it right now. But aside from all that, one other thing I'm going to mention is hearing that this is actually coming to console honestly doesn't surprise me one bit. The game has had limited, but does have controller support. It does work with a controller. As I have actually used my Xbox controller that I used for playing other games on the PC. Actually controlling my character in there. Now, I'm careful to make sure it's not... I don't ever unplug it, so... I have actually had occasions in the past where I'm getting controller inputs unintentionally. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm stopping here and there, it's because I'm actually kind of watching a live... I was watching a live stream of, funny enough, from Total Eclipse, who is the one who designed these particular storage solution. Now, obviously, this is before I learned about some of the new stuff that we're going to get in 1.0. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that here. At this point, you get the idea, and I'm going to just let the rest of this speak for itself. Alright, folks. So that completes what this is supposed to look like. And if you're wondering why things look different, yeah, I lost the original footage. And despite the fact I did air grab my system, we are now this is actually looking at it in 1.0. So, little sneak peek for Season 2. Anyways, yeah, I'm not moving around on purpose for obvious reasons, or going into the menus. This is basically what it would look like, so we have confirmation. Yes, the game loads. Ugh, this really ticks me off right now, because I was in the middle of editing the files. It is now the Sunday after release, so I'm like... But either way, the last part of this episode is going to be a quick time lapse back over at the Crayer Lakes. And yes, I do end up doing a little bit more offline. I didn't even update until like Thursday after the release, because I really wanted to make sure I had a good setup. Still have a few still have a few issues, so I'm not saving this particular file because, yeah, we don't need it. But either way, we will continue on with that, and it's just going to be a jump over there, and we're just going to build it. So I'll see you on the other side of that. Or my future self will guide us through. Okay, this is the final, and I do mean final, time lapse of this episode. And oh boy, did this one take a bit longer to do than everything else. I mean, obviously I'm well past everything, and I already know all this loads, but just designing everything and getting everything built, all it took was time. And you know what? I'll just let the work speak for itself at this point, because I have prattled on enough for this episode. And I feel I don't really need to talk about this one, as I'm just going to let things just explain themselves. And I'll catch you at the close of the episode. This is a 9-minute long time lapse, and that's despite the fact I cut it down from almost 3 hours. 20 times speed up. That'll do enough for you. Alright. Catch you on the other side. And oh my god, does that finally get us done with all of this madness? And I do say madness because, yeah, I've been... this was a lot more difficult than I like to admit. Let's get out of flight mode. Yeah. So we finally come across this scene that we have seen so many times in my playthrough. We finally get to see the fruits of labor. This is finally kept like I've wanted it to be so for so long. And everything is all said and done in there. Good, 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 good. I cannot be happier that this is done. And for multiple reasons. So, while the game is not 100, while I am not 100% ready to go to full release, full release is actually done, is actually up and available right now. Nice. It is fully available for my use at any time I wish. I am, like I said, not in the slightest bit ready. I still have a few things I need to do before I'm ready to move on, but this, at the very least, completes the first season of my Satisfactory playthrough. And this is honestly good. You can see I'm still waiting for this to finish filling up. This should take me just tonight. I have yet to test, but by the time I do the post-processing of this video, we should be in a position where I'm able to tell you if this save will continue on, or if I'm forced to start from scratch again. Not that big of a deal. It's still painful to think about. Which, by the way, speaking of painful things to deal with, I love the fact that this thing loves to change things on me. But yeah, that completely concludes everything I've been wanting to do with this entire area. Get it completely sealed up, make it so that I can get in and out of down here quite easily. And it's still, if I turn my light off, torch off, it's still fully visible down here, despite me not completing everything. I'll say, I'm quite happy with this. And I must say, I think it's actually a better setup than how I originally had it. Just going around checking a few things before I call this everything, because yeah. So, season 2. Season 2, there's not going to be much of a time difference between season 1 and season 2. I will be eventually moving these guys over because they don't belong here long term. But for right now, we will be sticking with everything over here. Though that would be only until at least it's time for me to move to, well, where I'm going to be building my nuclear plant. But that's coming up. Either way, this has been Zero Blazer Gaming. And I hope you have all enjoyed our time together. Future looks bright. This game is something else, and I do have a lot more coming. I just don't know how I'm going to do everything. And that's the beauty of this. And that's the beauty of creating anything. Is the not knowing of how it's going to come out. Until it does. I wish you well, and I wish you safety. And until we meet again, catch you later.